35 of Nicolo's World podcast. Welcome, welcome. If you are a new and returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and joining me. Actually, I should say if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for checking me out, and I hope you come back another week. And if you're a returning viewer, as always, thank you so much for checking me out, and I hope you come back another week. I hope all of you come back another week. How is everybody? Good? I hope so. All right, grab your favorite beverage of choice, and let's get started. Today, I'm drinking a diet iced tea by a local dairy that we have. It's called Zimmerman's Dairy, and I just happen to love this diet iced tea. This is what it looks like. It is local to me in my area where I live in Pennsylvania. I don't think there's too many local dairies anymore. I don't know. Anyways, I want to say thank you to everybody that has contacted me and asked me where I was last week, why I didn't put a podcast up. I am okay. Just to let you guys know, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm okay. I will explain why I didn't podcast last week towards the end if you want to stick around for life. I will warn you, this may be a little bit of a longer podcast than normal because I didn't record last week. All right, let's get started. Administrati. We currently have a cow going on in our group, and it runs until September the 23rd, and it's called the Summer Object Along, and it is knit and crochet only, and I will give you the rules about it right now. I am not super strict when it comes to my rules. I'm lenient, but I will go over them with you. Okay, it started May the 31st and September 23rd, which is the first day of fall. You can enter any current works in progress that, as long as they fit in with our long. So, in other words, if this is something that you had in your needles for a while, you can enter it if it fits in with it. I don't care how long it's been on your hooks or needles. If you want to get it off and it fits in, you can put it in. If you're a podcaster or a group and you'd like to join me on this, please feel free to contact me about it, and I'll be more than happy to speak with you. In fact, I will put all the ways that you can get a hold of our podcast and all that right here. I know, I'm doing something different. And in case you didn't know, we do have a group on Rab. All right. Here are just some basic ideas for our cow. Washcloths, dishcloths, tea towels, drying towels or dish towels, whatever you want to call them, squares, blocks, scarves, shawlettes, baby booties, bibs, hats, sun hats, socks, mitts, fingerless gloves, ties, bows, bow ties, or ties, headbands, toys no bigger than 6 inches. However, I will not measure them as long as they're not like gigantic, big, almost life size. I'm fine with it. If you are not sure if it fits in with our cow, please feel free to contact me and I'll be more than happy to let you know. You can dip into other groups as long as it's okay with their rules. Like some groups say like you can't dip. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. As far as works in progress goes, for photos, 1 photo per week of all your works in progress, and of course post finished objects in the thread, and chatter is also welcome in the thread. Something else I want to say about it. No, I covered it. Alright, also on Administrati, I know not last week, but the week before, people were telling me that my iTunes feed was acting up, and other podcasts that I listen to that have the same hosting site I do, Podcast Garden, are having the same issue. They're acting up, and even other podcasts that aren't on Podcast Garden are having the same problem. I don't know if it's something on iTunes or what's going on. But when I was watching the Mustache podcast, I think like a week or two ago, they were having the same problem, and I got the ID from them. Basically, they said that if you whatever podcast you're on, basically if you unsubscribe to it and then resubscribe to it, the link works fine. So maybe those of you that watch me on iTunes, maybe unsubscribe to me and then subscribe right back to me, and it'll work fine. If it's still giving issues, let me know, and let me know if that works. Alright, let's move into finished objects. I have a finished object and half-finished object. Alright, I have a finished object. You guys never saw it. I never talked about it. But I created it. I just finished it, and if it seems dark in here, I'm sorry. I'm trying to sit someplace new than I normally sit because I was getting washed out by the bay window. And it's kind of like out. So hopefully, though, the lighting won't be too bad. I made a hat. Here's what it looks like as my phone clunks to the floor. All colors are showing up good, except I am getting a slight glare, but that's what it looks like. I'll model it quick for you guys. It is it's a free pattern by Bernat. They call for handicraft or cotton stripes. I used whatever I had in my stash. I do not remember the name of this yarn because I lost the ball band. This is stash yarn I had in my stash. It is a pretty big skein because I was able to make a sweater out of it last year. The same skein I made this hat out of. I was able to make a sweater and this hat. And another project I'm currently working on. Alright. And I'm not giving anything away because it is free. That's the pattern. And it says skill level easy. It is originally designed to be a chemo cap, but I am actually making this hat to be donated to the Turbo Knitter podcast. Ken, if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I posted it. Ken, so this hat, don't worry, this hat is going to be washed before I send it. I did have it on my head, but it will be washed before I send it to you. I promised Ken last year that I would make hats and send them to him. I did have hats put aside, and I ended up sending them to a friend who has a friend that came down with cancer, so I sent her all those hats. Now, granted, this says it is a chemo hat, but you can wear it as just a regular hat for winter or whatever you choose. The yarn is actually soft. I'm bending out of frame a minute. Sorry, I went to pick my phone up. It is soft. I do like it. This is a great hat. Needles. Needle-wise, they call for a US 6 4mm or US 7 4.5mm. Now, I use my Chagoo size 5 for the band and my Knit Picks Caspian 5 for the top. And you're probably wondering why I did that. And I don't think I have it. Do I? No. Hang on. Let me go get it. You guys wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have interruptions or dropping things in my podcast. Alright, I left it in my notions pouch. Isn't it cute? Alright. Now, I took my Chagoo red lace needles and I measured them because they said 5, which would be an US 8. But when I measured them, they came to be a 7, which is a 4.5. Now, this is I call it my magic ruler. It's by Lion Brand. And I just I don't know, I love this ruler. Now, maybe I was am I reading it wrong? Like when I put the needles in to measure the gauge, not the gauge, but the needle size. Am I measuring it wrong? Or are they just truly a 4.5? Now, I have used other needles where I measured them in here, and they actually came up to the right size. So, I don't know. But that's what I used. Alright. Take it off because it's kind of warm. Oh, and if you guys hear like a humming noise and you're wondering what's humming, it's my ceiling fan. I have it on medium. That's my finished object. And my other finished object is going to lead into current works in progress. So I will get started. Alright, let me find it here. You guys remember, this was actually a hibernating. I actually put this project in time out like about a month ago. Sorry, my shirt's like, it was annoying me. But anyways, I put it in a month ago. Or more, I put it in time out because it was misbehaving. But it is in my April-May issue of Crochet Today, which I will be having a rant about them shortly. Alright. It is called Sidelines Tank, and it's by Marley Bird. It is a pattern to the magazine, so if you want it, you have to go through Crochet Today to get it. It's not purchased on Rab. So here is a picture of it, right here. That's what it looks like. And it says skill level easy. They call for Red Heart Super Soft yarn, 5 ounces. 5 ounce or 141 grams skeins, 256 yards, 234 meters, and they use navy, off-white, tangerine, I'm holding it up to show you guys the colors, light gray, and heather. Or, I'm sorry, light gray, heather. I think that they just have 2 different names. I don't know. And it calls for US 8, as in happy, 8, 5mm crochet hook or any size to obtain gauge, and a size I, as in indigo, 5.5mm crochet hook or any size to obtain gauge. It says yarn weight is a 4, which is a medium weight. Now, what I find funny. Okay. No, I'm sorry. It's not this one. It was another pattern I was reading. Alright, you guys remember I was having trouble with the bust shaping of it. Well, if you follow me on Instagram, you will see I have figured it out. It was not the pattern, guys. It was the user. The operator. I read it wrong. I can't read the pattern to you guys because it is basically a paid-for pattern, and I don't want to get in trouble for copyright issues or anything. But I figured it out, and the way I figured it out was I was actually watching Pen, Hook, and Needles with Talia and Marlisha, and Talia and Marlisha, you two helped me figure it out. Just by something you guys were talking about. I believe we were talking about Marlisha was talking about a pattern, and she said she needed to contact the designer because she was confused about something in it. I may have that wrong, but I know it was about a pattern, and it was about an Anastasia crochet pattern, and a light bulb just went off above my head. Ding, ding! Reread the pattern, Nicole. So I got the magazine out, and I reread the pattern. I'm like, you goofball, you silly dilly, you were reading it wrong the entire time on how to do it. And I also went back, and just to make sure that I actually had it figured out right, I went back and looked at the diagram, and I'm like, looked at the diagram, reread the directions. I'm like, oh! So it was the operator. So here it is. This is the back portion. See? Okay, you guys can see it. See? And you're probably wondering why it looks wide, and the reason why it actually looks wide is this is going to be a tunic style top. And if I hold it up to me, you can see it fits. I'm not giving anything away, I'm just showing you how it looks. And I know ends aren't woven in, but again, that's how it looks. I am completely happy with it. I did not start the front half yet. I was working so much on it that I was like, I need a break. Now, I'm not using the yarn they call for, the Red Heart Soft. I am using yarn on my stash because, well, I need to use the yarn on my stash because I have a lot of it, like all us crafty people. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver in a 4, and it's in the turquoise colorway. This is 364 yards. And yes, I'm saying the name right, turquoise. And this, unlike most Red Heart, I don't know what's going on with Red Heart anymore, but unlike most Red Heart yarns, this feels so soft. It does not feel like an acrylic, it is actually soft. And it feels light. It's not like heavy, it don't feel plastic. Now, I used 364 yards to make this, plus part of a little bit of this skein to finish the front. Now, in case you're wondering, you're probably like, Nicole, did you swatch for that? You just told us how many yards that it calls for one skein of this, one skein of that. Yeah. Sorry, yes I did, and my swatch came out exactly the size that theirs did. I don't know, but it's coming out to gauge. It's coming out right. I'm just using more yardage. I am doing the biggest size, which is the sizes go from small to extra to 1X, which is an extra large. So it's not that I don't know why I'm using more yardage. I am currently using the size 5.5, which they're calling for. I got gauge on both needles, so it's not that I need to go down needle size. It is coming out cracked, so we'll see. And even if it is a little bigger on me, that's fine, because come fall, I can always put a long sleeve top underneath it. Oh, and if you're wondering, this is part of a ball from another project I had. So basically what I do is if I have the same color yarn, as the yarn gets towards the end, I just magic knot them. Or do a fisherman's knot, help them get used up. Or what I do is if I don't have another one, I end up making a magic cake out of them. And if you're wondering what bag it is in, it has since changed bags from my Puma bag because it is bigger. I am using my I Love the Tropics bag. Isn't it cute? I just got this bag not too long ago at a shop in the town that I live in. It is a shop. It's called, some of you may have heard of them before, some haven't. And some of you more wiser ladies and gents that watch my podcast, the store is actually called 5 and 10. And because way back in the days, it was actually, you could buy things in there for 5 and 10 cents. And gradually a little bit more, like it would be more than just 5 and 10 cents. Like my gram used to go in it when she first got married in the 1940s or 1940s. And she said you could buy things in there for 25 cents. So I guess as time changed, but they kept the name, which is really cool. But I like going in there because you can get little bits and bops and odds and ends. And you can get things in there like you don't see at big box stores. You can find neat things or one-of-a-kind things. I really like going in there. It is fun. If you ever come up to my area where I live, do check it out because it is fun. You can find little odds and ends for your home. I frequent there because I like the store. I can find different things, all kinds of fun stuff. So that's my rant. And this bag, I don't mind saying how much I paid for it. $1.50. So that's that. My next work in progress, and you guys never saw this one either, and it is, I knit this before, but it's new to you all. I don't think I ever showed you guys this before, because I think it was before I podcasted it. It's called Stripy Diagonal, where is Nicole? Stripy Diagonal Baby Blanket. And this is how it looks so far. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way it's setting on my needles. I need to get a bigger hook, bigger cable. I'm using my 5.0 Caspians, my interchangeables, and this is what it's looking like so far. It's kind of going to resemble the Grammy's Favorite Dishcloth when it's done. It is a free pattern on Rav, and it's by Lion Brand, and this is the other ball I have. I know it looks like yarn bar because it was wound on my old winder. This is how much I have. Remember, I made a baby sweater out of this, plus that hat, plus this part of this blanket. I am hoping to use both skeins to finish this blanket, and basically just to finish the yarn. Maybe I can get a blanket and another hat out of it, so yeah, we'll see. And the last work in progress I have, and it didn't get much love. You guys will remember I was working on Vanilla Latte Socks by Virginia Rose Jeans. It didn't get much love last week because I wanted to finish that top. But it's a free pattern on Rav. But kind of looks like that. That's the heel. It is cuffed down. I am doing magic loop. These are on my 1.5 US 1.5 carbons, cuffed down. This is in the Sunset Print colorway, SRK on your toes. 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon, I believe. I think the color is gorgeous, and you can see the pattern in them. I do have my Namaste Notions pouch. In case you guys are wondering, I have my Notions pouch in here. I don't have a Notions pouch for my blanket, which is okay. Yes, it is 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon, and here is the company who makes it. You can machine wash and dry these on Delicate and on Trembolo to dry. That's the website. And here's the colorway for the sock. In case you guys were looking to get it, I don't know if they still sell that colorway because I bought it at Tuesday morning. Alright, that is all that I have in works in progress. I am going to go into life and what's been going on with me. So if you guys are leaving me now, I will definitely see you guys again next week. So have a great week and a wonderful weekend. And if you're sticking around, alright. Real quickly, the reason why I did not record last week was I got busy helping a friend. He was having an event in his yard, so I was helping him. So I didn't have time to podcast, because I was like, yes, I'll help you, and I wasn't going to go back on my word, so that's why. Other than that, I am doing really good. I told you guys I've seen the doctor. My A1C came down from 10 to 7, so I'm doing good there. However, because of my sulfa allergy and the fact that even with my medical insurance, the one drug for my diabetes costs $284, And I said to the doctor, I said, I don't have $284 to shell out every month for medicine. You better find something else. So he gives me like he puts me on metformin, and he still wants me to take the other pill I'm on, Invokana. So I'm going to take those, and he suggested that I see an endocrinologist, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a doctor that is a specialist that deals with diabetes. And I said, you know what? I said, that's a good idea. I should have been seeing one all along. So I said to him, let me check with my insurance company to see which doctors or groups they cover, because I don't want to have to shell like whatever out of pocket. Went online to the insurance website, found out who they covered, and I don't need a referral. I can see whoever I want, but I'm choosing to see a network, and I called them up, and they pulled up my insurance right away when they spoke with me, and they're like, why, yes, Nicole, we have all your information. However, we just need Dr. fax your notes, and you're going to be on a waiting list. I'm like, a waiting list? They said, yeah, they said we are backed up with patients because this is we're specialists. You'll be on the list, and if somebody cancels, you'll be moved up on the list. And we'll call you for your appointment. I said, okay, great, thanks, cool. So that's that. All right, my next gripe, I was telling you guys about my Crochet Today magazine. I don't know what's going on with them. They have me aggravated. I shouldn't say aggravated, that's not the right word. I'm a little bit about it. I was looking, and when I was working on my tank top, I'm like, gee, it's almost the end of June. Where's my June-July issue? This is April-May. I'm like, did I miss it? And when I went to one grocery store, I didn't see the issue. I'm like, okay. So when we go to Walmart, I always peruse the magazines, because there's some knitting and crochet magazines that I don't have a subscription to, but maybe 1 month I like it and I'll get it, and maybe the next I don't, so I don't, one of those type deals. I didn't say anything there, no crochet. I'm like, that's odd. I emailed them, and I politely asked, dear to whom it may concern, I am contacting you because I noticed I did not get a June-July issue, and it is now almost the end of June. My subscription should still be good. I have not gotten anything that states otherwise. Can you please let me know what is going on? Thank you, Nicole. Nothing. So I then go to Twitter, and I tweet them and ask them about, are you coming out with a June-July issue? Are you changing the way the magazine's coming out? Or what's going on? Nah. Didn't hear anything back from them. I'm like, let me go to Facebook. So I go to Facebook, and I ask the same post. Nothing. I go back today and I check. And I see posts, since I've posted, the same thing, asking, where's the current issue? What's going on? Now, they didn't get back to me on all three things. So I seen another lady, she posted about it. She said she got an email stating they're not publishing the magazine anymore. Now, I sign up, I am supposed to be getting emails from them. I didn't get an email stating that. I'm sure, I'm not saying she didn't. She probably did. So I go and I check, because my subscription should be current. My subscription is a current subscription. I look at it says expired April. I'm like, of this year. I'm like, really? I'm like, I didn't get a letter in the mail stating, hey, Nicole, time to renew your magazine, or, oh, I'm sorry, this is your last issue. So basically, if they literally canceled their if they're not publishing, it would have been nice if they would have sent a letter out to their subscribers saying, Dear subscriber, along the lines of, dear subscribers, we're no longer publishing the magazine. This will be your last one indefinitely. However, when I went to the website to check my subscription update, it brought up the Molly Makes page, like for Molly Makes. So if they're no longer being published as your own magazine, but under Molly Makes, they could have sent the letter again saying, dear subscriber, don't worry if you receive a Molly Make magazine in the mail because we're no longer printing under Crochet Today, but under Molly Makes. So, yeah, I will keep you guys posted as to that, but I need to let you guys go because I have to pick my Nana up from work today, which, by the way, is Thursday, the 26th. As of tomorrow, it's going to be her last official day of work. She will be retired. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.